So this is just a thought. So today in the world around us, there has been different ones in the gospel industry, the music industry specifically, that have become the focus of everybody. You know, um, one is Kirk Franklin. Apparently him and his son had some issues, and his son shared a recording of him uh, cussing him out. You know, and so everybody's really bothered by Kirk Franklin and his son's argument and the words used and so forth, so on. And the other is Leandre Johnson. I don't know if I'm saying her name right or not. She's actually a pastor of a church, Imperfect People Changing Ministries is what it's called. I actually like the name of it. It just takes me a minute to think about it because it's not your traditional church name. Okay. So she posted an image of herself wrapped up in a towel on Instagram on International Women's Day, and it was titled Controversially Covered. Okay. And so everybody is really, some are really mad, others don't care, and others are like straddling the fence, like they can't make up their mind as to what they think about these things happening. And I don't know. It's like, it's not a matter of judging one another. It's a matter of looking at what is happening in their lives and seeking God to understand what you can learn from those situations, that you can be more of what He wants you to be. And if it's something that is not of God, well, He always corrects His people. Yeah, and if He wants you to be the one to bring a message of correction, believe me, you'll know it. I mean, although some people just tend to just take it on themselves, and that's out of alignment too. And you know it because of the way it's done. You know that wasn't God who did that. Okay, but when I look at their situations, there's not one home like Kirk Franklin's situation. There's not one home that you don't have arguments and disagreements. And even if you're not saying what they call cuss words, people are saying slang words. And I'm sorry, they're the same thing. We're the only ones that have put it on a value scale of this is really bad, this not so bad. So I can say this, but I can't say that. That's a human thing to do. It's flesh, it's carnal. It's still cussing, it's still swearing, it's still smudging the lines, if you will. Stop it. Just stop it. I mean, we rake each other over the coals so bad. And it's like, who of you doesn't have an issue in your household that you don't at times butt heads, disagree, rub each other the wrong way? Who doesn't? But they'll rake him over the coals because he's a celebrity. That's not righteous judgment. That's just condemnation. We shouldn't be doing that. As a church, we should recognize they need prayer for their family. We should be holding them up before God that He works in that situation. And we should be asking for strength and encouragement and the angels to go before them, but we shouldn't be sitting here screaming and putting them down. I wouldn't want somebody treating me that way. Why are we treating them that way? And then when it comes to Leandre Johnson, she's a pastor. Okay. So my first thought is asking her, why did you do that? Because and I honestly do believe she is following God in her actions. Okay. Even Isaiah was told of God to strip naked and deliver a message of the errors of the people in that day. Okay. So, I mean, it's not a sin, especially if God has said, do this. All right. And then here she's in a pastoral position, and then she's wrapped herself in a towel for this image, and then people are upset. Honestly, 9/10 of you wear less than her towel in day-to-day life. What are you persecuting her for? I mean, you're condemning her actions and you're not even looking at yourselves. I mean, why do we do this? Why do we do this? I would rather know, why did you do it? Why did you feel led of God to make such a statement? And at the same time, I know because of things God has shown me in my prayer closet and my time of communion with Him, I know where she's coming from. So I'm not bothered by her. I'm not, because of the hour we're living in, But all of us need to really stop. Just stop this constant tearing each other apart. That's what we're doing. We're tearing each other apart. We're causing strife. We're causing division. We're condemning one another. We're accusing one another. We're pointing fingers and casting blame and shame. None of that's of God. None of that's of God. We're supposed to be rising up and sharing love toward one another. We're supposed to be able to confess our faults one another that we may be healed. And the Bible says, and then the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. That righteous man part right there. The church in the last day is supposed to be the church of righteousness that casts forth righteous judgment. And yet all we can do is condemn. Condemnation was with the Mosaic laws, the Old Testament. The church of righteousness is supposed to be the church, our dispensation we're in now. But they are supposed to weigh things out to one, correction of self. And until you have all those things taken care of in your life, you have no right to say anything about somebody else's life. So when I was saying each one of us have problems in our homes, well, until you have a perfect home life environment, you don't have any right to say anything about Kirk Franklin. You don't have any right. It's scripturally right there, and until you have this walk with God that you know what it's like when He's gave you a message or told you to do something and you do it, I wouldn't even begin to judge Sister Johnson. I mean, I've been in those spots where God has said, I want you to do this. I have actually, one of my prayers is, God, please don't ever ask me to go naked like Isaiah. I don't want to do that. So please don't ever ask me to do that, because it's in His Word. And God is the same today, forever, and always. He has not changed. We are the ones that have put a value scale on sin, that have put a value scale on even righteousness, holiness. We've done it. It's a flesh thing. It's being carnally minded to do such things. Because even in the Old Testament law, if you messed up on one, you were guilty of all. And Jesus has made it so simple. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and might. Love thy neighbor as thyself. That's simple. I wouldn't want people to take my life and throw me up on all the cameras and talk about how bad I am as a parent, which people already do that. We all go through that, and it's wrong. Okay. And I don't care that I don't really want people, throwing my ministry up under a microscope and saying, oh, she messed up there and there and there and there, but they're going to. Okay. But those that are truly following Christ understands we're not here to condemn one another. We're not here to tear each other down. We are here to edify, encourage, uplift, at times rebuke, but that rebuke has came after a lot of self-evaluation, and God has said, I want you to do this. Okay? So, why? Why do we keep literally bullying our brothers and sisters? Honestly, when God brought Corona through and the church doors had to close, I would say that was His official time out because of our bad behavior. So it would be good if we would take time, reflect, and grow up a little bit so that we can go forth in what Jesus Christ has said and stop tearing each other down. Let's build each other up. Build each other up. Love you guys. Be talking to you soon. Bye.